Do you remember what the layaway system is? If you do, you're probably as old as I am. Layaway is what department stores used to have in place before credit cards existed. And it was a way for you to buy something even if you didn't have all the money right then. And then credit cards came along and messed all that up.
This is all your fault!
And it's probably why you aren't hitting your goals right now. And in this video, I'm going to make the connection and show you what layaway and credit cards have to do with you hitting your goals. And more importantly, what you can do about it. Your credit card is actually killing your mind. I know it sounds crazy, but you'll see how I connect the dots later. My name is Jarvis and I am the morning hero. I show people systems and processes that allow them to get more stuff done and get better results without being so busy all the time. And if you find that you're one of those busy people, you can go to themorninghero.com and learn more about the system that I'm talking about. And if this is your first time, go ahead and there's a little red square right over there somewhere. If you can go ahead and tap that gently for me, that way you'll get notified. I go live every day just showing people tips, tricks, and strategies of how to optimize their life. And so just so you don't miss a beat, you click that button and you'll subscribe, and that way you'll get notified whenever I go live. What does credit cards have to do with you hitting your goals? Let me take you way back in the day, back in the dinosaur days. When I was a kid, they actually had these things called department stores where you actually had to go into the store to get products and clothing and whatever you wanted. This is before Amazon and everything. And this is even before credit cards. And so when you went in and you saw something you liked, but you really couldn't afford it at that moment, they had what was called the layaway system. And the layaway system was, there was this room in the back of the store and you could take that product to the back and they would reserve it for you and hold it. And so whenever you had some money, you would go into the store and you would pay down a little bit off the balance. And then over time, you would just keep paying down the balance and you would pay down the balance. Every time you got a little money, every time you got paid, you would go in and put a little money on it and you keep paying it down. And there's just this excitement that built up. You knew that there was a reward back there waiting for you. You knew the thing that you wanted, it was there. And all it was just waiting for you to just keep putting in the work, keep paying down the balance, and then officially one day you'd walk in and you make your last payment and you've officially paid down the balance in full. And then they would hand you the product. They would hand you this reward, the thing that you've been waiting all this time for. And then credit cards came along. And so now all of a sudden you have this credit balance and you can walk in and you can just swipe your card and get whatever you want instantaneously. Even if you can't afford it, even if you haven't put the work in, you could just swipe your card and walk out immediately with the result. Immediately get the outcome you wanted. Now we've got this instantaneous mindset. Whatever I want a six pack. I went to the gym 2 days in a row and I don't see it yet. I'm frustrated. This isn't working for me. I want more clients. I've made a couple of cold calls. I've reached out to a couple of people and no one signed up for my service. No one came on to be a new client. This is, I need to try something else. I need to find something else. And so now we've got this instantaneous mindset where we put a little bit of work in and we expect the result. We think it's a linear relationship between the work we put in and the result that we get. The problem is the universe doesn't work that way. The universe is not linear, it's exponential, meaning if you know what an exponential curve is, exponential curve, it goes a long time being flat. It's a straight line across. You're putting in a lot of work, you're putting in a lot of effort with no return. And then all of a sudden one day, the curve starts to spike up and it shoots up. It's called compounding effect. All of a sudden one day, this compounding effect of all the work and effort that you put in now starts to see all these results. And then once you start seeing the results, they shoot up like a rocket. And you've officially what they call hit the tipping point. You get over that tipping point, and then that's when all the results come. When it comes to us, we expect these results without putting the work in, but the universe right now has our goals on layaway. Whatever that thing is you're striving for, whatever the thing you want to look better in the mirror, you want to get more money, you want to have more love, like the thing you want, the universe has it on layaway and it's just sitting there waiting for you to pay down your balance. Are you making all your cold calls? Are you going to the gym consistently? Are you eating healthy? Every time you're doing that, every time you stick to your routine, every time you stick to your regimen, every time you just put the work in, you're gradually paying down the balance. You put in some work, you make your cold calls, you stick to your routine, you get up early, you put in the work, you make your cold calls, you eat healthy. Like every time you do one of your things, one of your disciplines, you're paying down the balance. And so one day you walk in and you made that class cold call, you're frustrated. You haven't seen the results. You aren't getting the outcome you wanted, but you pick up the phone and you make that call anyway. and boom, they sign up. And then you walk past the mirror and you look at yourself and you're like, wait a minute, I see some abs here. I see the obliques. All of a sudden, it seems like you're getting all the results you want. Everything you've been working hard for, the frustration, the tiredness, the exhaustion, but you've been putting in the work, you've been showing up anyway. All of a sudden now, all the results are starting to show. Now it seems like things are just falling in your lap. People are coming from nowhere. Opportunities are just showing up. Deals are just falling out of the sky. And you're like, where is all this coming from? It's because you've officially hit your tipping point. The problem is most people never hit their tipping point. They give up and they stop before they hit their tipping point. And so how do you push through to hit your tipping point so that you can start getting this exponential compounding effect of getting all the outcomes and results that you wanted? One of the things that I've known is that our own motivation will die every single time. The greatest secret of being able to push through the resistance to get to your tipping point is to have a community around you, to have a support system, to have other like-minded people that's going to help encourage, inspire, and motivate you to push you, even when you don't want to. When you don't want to show up, they show up and they help push you there, and that's going to get you to your tipping point and past that period of long, hard days of work and discipline without seeing the results. And so, how can you build a community? Can you find a community in your gym of people that's going to hold you accountable to showing up at the gym, sign up for a class or something? Find a community in your field, in your profession, that's going to help push you and help you grow. You can join things like mastermind groups or accountability groups. In fact, at the Morning Hero, we have accountability groups, and they're specifically designed to group people together, and they meet on a daily or weekly basis. And that's what they do. They're encouraging each other. They're pushing each other to hit their goals. And then that is what gets people to their tipping point of them doing their discipline every day and being accountable to show up even when they don't feel like it. And that pushes them to get to the point where now all of a sudden they're seeing all this windfall effect of rewards and results and outcomes in their life. And so for you, it's gonna come down to your ability to build a community, to tap into other like-minded people that's going to push you, other people that's hungry and motivated. And you can either do that organically by just finding these people and kind of establishing some sort of accountability system between them, or you can just go in and tap into it. Find a group, find an organization, find a mastermind, or find an accountability group that you can just immediately jump into and tap into, and that is going to keep you pushing you forward. And if you're interested in the Morning Hero accountability groups, you can go to morninghero.com and schedule a session where we can talk with you about if an accountability group like that is something that would help you hit your goals faster. So tap into some community and support to push you to your tipping point, because the universe does not work on a credit card system. It's a layaway system, and your goal is waiting for you. It's there. It's sitting there. And all you have to do is have the discipline and the perseverance to keep paying down your balance, to keep making your deposits, to keep showing up, to keep doing your disciplines until one day you finally paid it off in full, and everything you want is just handed to you. Get to your tipping point, and that's where everything gets better for you. Go ahead and check out themorninghero.com. And until we meet again, this is Jarvis, encouraging you to do more, be more, and achieve more than you ever have before. All right, hero. Now it's your turn. Go out there and save the world. And I'll see you in the next episode.